Hey guys, this is your favorite history teacher. Yeah, your only teacher, history teacher. That's right. Questions. Do questions 16 through 20 tonight. And then questions 1 through 20 are due on Friday at 6 p.m. And read pages 483 to 486. Now, Miss Brown came up with an amazing question. I totally forgot to tell you guys about where the immigrants to Los Angeles and New York are coming from. So, in Los Angeles, the immigrants are coming primarily from the country of Mexico. In New York City, they're primarily coming from the place of our island nation now of Puerto Rico, one of our territories that we talked about back in chapter 17. So that is the answer to Gloria's question. I hope it answered some others' questions of people as well. So the last thing we left off on was I was talking about the movies. Now, when So again, these people became larger than life, and they wanted to find a place that would be semi-quiet. So there was a brand new housing market that was being opened up, and they had a big giant sign to advertise it, and it was called Hollywood Estates. Now, eventually, as you should know, the estates got dumped off of the sign, but they left the word Hollywood there. And so, of course, that is our famous Hollywood sign today. So this was supposed to be a nice, quiet piece of property, and it did become really the mecca then of fame and fortune for anyone in Hollywood. Over 70% of all people in 1929 will attend movies. That's a lot of people. And it's interesting that it's because it comes when church attendance is starting to decline. So once again, there's this idea that as our society continues to become more secular, they have to replace once again church, God, and they find movies are the thing that they'll use to replace God. When the silent films have sound added to them, many silent stars have their careers destroyed. Many of these silent stars have their careers destroyed. If you guys can remember this guy the other day, the guy that caused women to faint in the movies, Mr. Valentino, come to find out, Mr. Valentino had a very squeaky voice. And so when he was talking, he talked like this. And so women are like, whoa, that's not too cool. They were thinking his voice was going to be like, hello there. But no, it wasn't. It was really high and squeaky. So Mr. Valentino said goodbye to Hollywood because when sound came in, he was no good as an actor any longer. Now, however, some find ways to go on, like Charlie Chaplin. What he did was he added music to his films. Charlie Chaplin survived by adding music to his films. In fact, actually, that's how many of the silent stars will be able to get around this by adding music now to their movies. Media can also be influenced and entertaining us at the same time. Newspapers continue to grow, and they find tabloid news as the best way to sell papers. So we're back to, of course, if you remember, yellow journalism, right? Where we find this real juicy stuff that is somewhat half true, and people fall for it. They love it. And so they love this. Magazines grow as well because they are both informative. They're both informative and entertaining at the same time. Magazines find sure customers with tabloid news about movie stars, and gossip about other famous people. So gossip becomes really big. Now, those of you, once again, that might be looking at the essay might be thinking to yourself, oh yeah, gossip. We talk about that in the Bible. Yeah, gossip is becoming a big thing in magazines. Once again, we as Christians should know that gossip is not something you're supposed to spread. Ask anyone who's ever gone to a small Christian school. They'll tell you how bad it is when gossip has hit their lives. Magazines, like I said, find sure customers with the movie stars. Yeah, it's not surprising that the growth of magazines comes at the same time as the decline in the church. Reading magazines in place of reading one's Bible. By and far the most informative, while the most entertaining form of media at this time in the 1920s will be a new device called a radio. The radio is invented by a man by the name of Marconi. He will patent his device hours before other inventors. This invention will cost a customer about $800 to have a radio. This works out to be about a third of most people's incomes. Please understand, $5,000 was kind of on the high end of things. But the everyday worker, probably more like $2,500, maybe $3,000. So this is going to cost you almost a third of your paycheck to actually be able to enjoy this new entertainment called radio. So just quick, fast reminder, 16 through 20 is what you should be doing on your study guide. Remember, questions 1 through 20 are due tomorrow at 6 p.m., and please read pages 483 to 486. All right? So, sorry for the gloomy day today. Have a great day otherwise. See you guys.